Chris Bumstead is a pure true athlete. And he's going to be there for a long time unless somebody else comes around. So what is up? It's your boy jonni.shreve, IFBB Promise to tell them it is. Welcome back to the podcast, y'all. And before we get started, make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. You have to sorry guys, to abrasive there. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and then hit the notification button so the next time I put a video, you're the first ones to get it. Also, guys, go ahead to my page right now, jonni.shreve.com, and grab my ebook. It's out right now. That book is doing great. It's doing so good that somebody already copywritten and put on Reddit. But we already made the calls, some emails out there, and that book is now off Reddit. So for those of you who went out there and took my book and sold it for your own benefit, you suck. But you know what? I'm glad that people got the book anyway. It sucks that I have to lose money on that part, but it just says one thing: I take the good from the bad. It means that my book is good enough to be stolen, which is awesome. So for you guys who are out there wondering if the book's any good or not, guess what? It's good enough to be put on Reddit and copywritten. So make sure you guys go over to the original. Go to my site right now, because those who have grabbed it, you will not get the upgrades and the updates to the book, because we are constantly upgrading and updating the book with new information, new sets, new rep schemes, new programs, new tutorial videos in the works. So, haha. Anyway, let's get it. We're going to recap on the Mr. Olympia 2021. Watched it. We're just going to do the recap, obviously, of the results of everything, and absolutely amazing. Good show. My overall opinion when it comes to this show itself, I don't know if you guys watched it, but some things were absolutely mad corny. Very, very, very corny. But good for them for trying to, I see what they're trying to do. They're really trying to, bring, some not awareness, but bring more of a family, vibe, a alma mater type of vibe, bring back older bodybuilders, having them showcased, really showcasing some, superstars in the stands, like, Batista and whatnot. And it was good to have it there, and I get what they're trying to do, but they need to really, I think, get down to the, the entertainment side of this and kind of keep things a little more organized in a sense. The stage was massive. They said they spent a crazy amount of money on the stage. I get an idea. Cut back on the stage size, because you didn't really need all of that. There's how many, did you see how much of the people actually used? Let's look at the fitness competitors. They use the most of the stage. You don't need a big stage. Take some of the money from the big stage, put it into more of the earnings, because we're going to talk about the earnings, because I thought the earnings were actually ridiculous. And then again, I think all the lights and stuff are way too distracting. Just to kind of you don't need all the lights. You go to the Olympia to watch the athletes compete. That's the show. All of the cameras, the lights, the action, all the, extra fluff isn't necessarily needed, in my opinion. Then you guys can totally disagree, and that's totally fine. We're just here with our opinions. But that's my opinion. Anyway, so let's just go look at these. Let's go from all the classes. I did get through. Some of you guys are probably with me on the, I did a live feed yesterday on Instagram and watched it. I didn't go through the wellness and whatnot, but we'll just go through my opinion on some of these classes and the ones that I actually did watch. So Whitney Jones, again, wins fitness. The routines are amazing. That class should get more and should do more. It's the only real class I feel in the IFBB that is a legitimate class of athletics, where you're showcasing your actual athletics. That is probably the only real sport part of our league. But nonetheless, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Physique, I didn't watch it, but Sarah won again. Nally coming in second. I remember watching Nally from when she first started as a figure competitor, very young, and she's still killing it up to the top. I thought it was a really good class. The conditioning is just, again, you're looking at these every year. The conditioning, the physiques get freakier and more impressive in the standpoint of it's something that crazy to see humans put together. You guys know my standpoint when it comes to this and health-wise and whatnot, but these are athletes. Everyone has their risks. Everyone's doing their own thing and taking their own risks in this sport. And, you know, you can't blame them for being the true athletes that they are. Either way, we're not going to sit on that too much anyway. But for nonetheless, guys, great conditioning, great overall physique. So 212. Not much to know about the women's bodybuilding, but we're just gonna go. I didn't see it, but I'll definitely mention that who won. Jesus, I didn't even see who won this. I'm sorry, I didn't honestly don't watch women's bodybuilding. It has nothing to do with me not liking women's bodybuilding. When I went and saw my first women's bodybuilding show, it was with Iris Kyle. It was her last show, and Iris Kyle was a freak. She was unbelievable. It was truly impressive. But again, for me, it's just not my class. It's not my class at all. But for them, you have to respect the hard work, dedication that they're putting in and putting their bodies through. So you have to respect the dedication, hard work. Number one, you might not like certain classes, but you have to respect the amount of work and discipline that goes in, regardless of you know, supplements or whatever. Just get that out of the equation, get it out of the topic. Let's just put in the actions required for all these things to work, and you have to respect these women in, you know, women's bodybuilding, women's physique, and whatnot. Might not be your cup of tea, but you gotta respect. You gotta respect the work ethic. 212, Derek Lunsford. This is something that when Derek Lunsford won USA, I think it was USA's, and going to 212, and he was meant to be the heir of the throne for Flex Lewis. My opinion, this should have already happened. He should have already been the 212 champ after Flex, and has probably carried that through and through. I think the reason why Flex was so good in his class is because, much like Derek Lunsford, the squeezing in that class and being that height gives them the ability to still look really good and really full, opposed to some guys who have to get into that class and squeeze on that and losing a lot of size. I had the advantage of having that ability myself, but I didn't make it a stage this year, but whatever. But the point is, Derek Lunsford looked phenomenal. Like, when he came on stage, I was like, finally. They're like Sean Clarida is amazing. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kamal, absolutely amazing. Angelo Clutter, look, these guys are absolutely amazing. There's nothing against them. Well, let's just talk about like Sean Clarida going for the for the two-peat. It was like Sean Clarida is really good. Sean Clarida is extremely impressive. Sean Clarida is an absolutely amazing 212 competitor. But Sean Clarida is beatable by Sean Clarida's twin, who's bigger. And that happens to be, I'm not saying his twin, but like, let's just say Sean Clarida had a twin, and his twin showed up, and his twin is they're fraternal twins, and this fraternal twin is 20 pounds bigger. The 20-pound bigger version of Sean Clarida beats Sean Clarida 9 times out of 10. Same thing with and that's how happened with Lunsford. Lunsford came in. Lunsford last year wasn't in shape, got beat by Sean Clarida. Lunsford comes in shape, beats everybody. And I'd like to see the score sheets. I saw the score sheets earlier, but I'll have to bring those up. Either way, Sean Clarida from front to back, absolutely dominant. I can definitely see him getting a 5 straights on that for sure. It's going through the overall like top 5 here. They looked absolutely phenomenal. Like, nothing to say about that class at all. Impressive. Just absolutely impressive. Yeah. So I can say, man, Derek Lunsford did his thing. Good shit. Going to now, we're before we get to bodybuilding, I want to we'll talk wellness. Wellness class is where are we at? Where's my wellness girl at? She is Francesca. Foolish. This class is ridiculous. It's bikini with massive legs, like with massive I squat 3 bills minimum legs. Like that's what it looks like. Seriously, impressive physiques, beautiful women, beautiful everything else. It's a very popular class. I think the class is going to end up. I think that class is going to be way more popular than bikini because there's a lot more women that can fit in the wellness division than there are people trying to fit into bikini. Not necessarily fitting in. I'm saying fitting in terms of like genetically, look like Laura Lee Chapatos, Jen Dory, those like that type. It's very genetic. Now, looking at something like Laura Lee Chapatos, I think she could probably put on some exercise and end up being wellness. She's got that genetic ability to do that. But again, we're talking about wellness. Francesca, absolutely amazing. who's at top 5 there? I forget the girls' names. I know them all because we know Eurasia. Yeah, there you go. Like they're all up there. And they're all from Brazil. So that class was made basically from like the top competitors who won that class, who placed top 3. They're all from Brazil. Go fig, right? And you got to look at these girls, man. They're just phenomenal. Like if you look at the back shots just basically look like, women's, looks like women's bikini, but, with way bigger quad sweeps, way bigger glutes. It's like more enhanced from the bottom down, which is awesome. So good class to watch. And then we're getting into women's bikini. Oh, Canada, what's up? Jen Dory taking home, Olympia. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's not crazy, like unbelievable, but it's awesome. It's really cool to see. I know Jen. I don't know her personally, but we've been on the same team before. She's done a podcast with me on my old channel here, my old podcast I've had before. And when I remember talking to her then, she was just like ahead of her time in like maturity wise. She's very young. I think she's only like, she's less than 25. She's got to be maybe 25 now, I would say. Maybe. Either way, to reach that pinnacle of her career at this young of an age, amazing. And Canadian, amazing. Runner up Laura Lee Chapados, amazing. Canada, what's up? We're awesome. Just saying. But yes, very impressive. Like, to be honest, when it came to, women's bikini, like, I don't know how that, like, at an amateur level, it's easy to judge because, there's a one or two who would just stand out. You're just like, wow, obviously they're the winner. In this, yeah, the top 5 are amazing, but all of them, there's a reason why every one of those girls are up there, because they won respectively. But Ashley Coswater, Jen Dory, and Laura Lee Chapados could have easily swapped places and no one would have said anything. And that's how good these girls are, how genetically gifted they are, and how amazing they look. All these girls here you could have said Ashley Coswater first place. You would have been like, yeah, for sure. Like Laura Lee, yeah, for sure. You're not arguing any of these placings here. So that was really good on the judges to really, get the sort the girls out the way they should in all of the classes, which is great. So Jen Dory, absolutely amazing. She wins, which is awesome. This girl's massive. Like this is the women's fit, like, wellness division. Like look at this. Like, look at the development is ridiculous. That's the difference. This is women's, this is women's wellness. And then you're looking at, women's, look at the bikini physiques. Look at the bikini. Let's look at the back, the side shot, back shot. Here's your back shot of bikini. Now, this is what I was saying when I was looking at Laura Lee Chapados. Laura Lee has that, if she put on a little more size, she could probably get into that wellness class, but she doesn't need to because she's really good bikini competitor. So I'm not saying you got to change anything. Laura Lee, don't change a damn thing. I can guarantee the scores for bikini were super close, super duper close. There's no way there's no way you can give a girl a straight 5. And if you do, like, that's just bullshit to me. There's no way you can look at these 3 girls here and be like, okay, Jen Dory 5, okay, Laura Lee 15, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's got to be like maybe like a 6, 7, 8, something like that. But either way, phenomenal class, impressive. These girls are crazy good, man. All right, and men's physique. Yo, when I was watching yesterday, you guys, whoever was with me yesterday when I was watching this, I had no clue that was Brandon Hendrickson. I was like, this dude looks like he should be in Classic. And if he ever decides to go to Classic, he might be a problem, to be honest. If you like look at his, like, there's a difference when you looked at all the other athletes in men's Classic physique, men's physique. Literally, like, the difference of size in the shorts is nuts. So if you look at, like, we're looking at Brandon here. Brandon's shorts, you can see his legs. Like, I'm gonna pull this thing up. He's filling out them shorts. He has legs. You can see that. Those are legs. Now, if we go to another athlete, like, let's go to the, let's just blow this up a bit. you know, maybe the quality might not get as nice, but probably can see the good. But like if you look, just I mean you can see a little bit. Brandon's shorts are tight right to his vastus medialis, his VMO, his teardrop. Everyone else's shorts are loose in that area. If you look at it, right? These guys are, if you let him, you know what I mean? Like his shorts are the tightest. You know what I'm saying? Look at the backs. Even Megatron over here, like he's got look at these guys. These guys can pass for men's physique. I mean men's classic, and a lot of these guys can cross over to classic. You know what I mean? Like the judges got to keep doing the thing and to try their best to make sure we don't blur the lines, so we don't have, you know, I mean, like obviously they're wearing shorts. So there's a big difference between men's classic physique and men's physique, but again, shorts shouldn't be the only thing that are different between the two classes. So they really got to make sure, like that's the saying, like this class can easily get out of hand, and you got a bunch of guys who look like classic physique competitors with board shorts on. Nonetheless, great win from Hendrickson. You know, Megatron and Andre keeping their top. You know, those are top competitors. They're always going to be the top. I think Andre's got one of the best physiques. Balance wise, I like his physique a lot. I think he's just really, 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 really good, like really well put together. Let me grab a shot from, where is he at? He's up here somewhere. Let's just look up Ferguson. Lucky Leibs. I like his physique. I think he's very balanced. You know, head to toe. I like his physique a little better than Brandon's, because I think that Andre has kept that look. You know what I mean? Like that is like Andre looks like men's physique. Big. He's not like guys think like he's not that big. He's not a big dude. He's probably the same size as Ruffin, right? If we're looking at size wise, height and size. But when we're looking at keeping the classes the way they should be, you know, this is men's physique. Brandon Henderson is men's physique, but he can definitely be classic physique. So you got to keep these classes very segregated in a sense when it comes to their overall look. I shouldn't say the word segregated. Anyway, but one of my favorite physiques is Brandon Henderson. Is Lucky Libra. I think he's got one of the best physiques for classic. I mean for men's physique. Nonetheless, you know, Brandon took the victory, and you know, deservingly so. So just give it to him on that one. Very good physique. Got a ton of muscle. If he does decide to cross over to you know, classic physique, he will do fairly well. Promise you that. And what everyone's been waiting for, and I said this yesterday, when Chris Bumstead won that, when Chris won that overall, when he won that title again, 3-peat, and had that speech at the end, all I can think was, this is eventually where the league wants the head runner to. Like, you look at, like, nothing against Ramy at all. Ramy won, whatever. But if you're looking at someone to represent the league, like if you had to send a representative, an athlete representative, to say like, hey man, if you had to like you know, send like a representative to, you know, talk to ESPN or like some like mainstream or whatever it was, whatever, you had to send someone out for a meeting to talk about bodybuilding and what it represents and whatever else, blah 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 blah. Chris Bumstead is the look. Chris Bumstead is his speech at the end. You know, like there's some guys who you can listen to when they do like an accepted, I don't know, a speech for, you know, winning an award or whatever, and you can hear it come out of their heart. You can literally hear their heart speak. That's Chris Bumstead. Some other guys you can kind of hear them trying their best. Nothing against them at all. There's some guys who are more natural at speaking from the heart as that true, pure athlete. And Chris Bumstead is a pure, true athlete. And he's going to be there for a long time. Unless somebody else comes around. Like a guy like Robert Timms, man. He blew it. I'm sorry. But Robert Timms is the kind of guy, I think, who eventually down the road, if he gets his shit together, builds enough muscle, can challenge a guy like Chris Bumstead. But until then, Chris Bumstead is untouchable. When he came out, it was like lights out, game over. At nighttime, lights out, game over. Like, to both shows. He is the epitome of this class. They found the class, and the class is Chris Bumstead. Good for him. Oh, Canada, he's a once-in-a-lifetime athlete. How cool is that? You know what I mean? There probably will be another Chris Bumstead, not for a while, because Chris, unless he decides to retire, he'll keep winning. He'll keep winning the next year and the next year and the next year until the next guy comes around that looks way better than Chris. And at the moment right now, there isn't. So, super happy for this. Everyone is. I mean, the guy is phenomenal. Now let's talk about the guys. Rough and Diesel, Breon Ansley does have one of the best back shots, period. I think he's got an amazing back shot. He's overall really good physique. He did his thing. He's in his 40s. You're not saying he's over yet, and he can still continue to challenge Chris and keep that fight going. But as of right now, I just think that he's probably not gonna. He's one of those guys who are really good. He's awesome, but there's guys who are coming up who are just gonna surpass him. And that's just the name of the game. That's just the name of the game of being an athlete. There's a time to shine. There's a time to just sit back and watch everyone else shine. And that time is coming for him pretty soon. But Rough and Diesel, goddamn, that guy can pose. Like, absolutely one of the best posers ever. Like I said, if anyone who was with me watching yesterday, if Ruffin was Chris's height and size, with Ruffin's same exact physique, Ruffin would be the winner. This class heavily favors the taller athlete. It's and you guys can be like, well, the second and third place were shorter guys. Well, I'm not saying. I'm saying overall, the class favors the tall. The taller you get, the more size you can put on, the more that illusion you can create. Breon and Ruffin are stuck in a cap. Ruffin could probably get bigger, but either way, not as big as Chris is for his height to weight ratio. So again, I'm not saying size matters. It does not matter. But in this class, the size added size to a beautiful physique makes that physique way more attractive. When your eyes are drawn to Chris. Like, look at how much muscle Chris has when he came out. It was ridiculous. The guy looked foolish. I keep going back to this for some reason. Diesel, amazing. Brown, amazing. Urs, I forget these guys' names. The other two dudes were absolutely awesome, too. And those guys are going to continue to... This class is just crazy. This class is going to be one of the most competitive classes. And... We'll talk about the money after, but we'll get to that in a second. Obviously, People's Champ, your boy got it. Funny thing is everyone saw, Phil Heath's comment about, we're all hearing about Hattie, him getting here, and then all of a sudden you don't see him with the guys in that call out on the Friday. It's like, and the next day they put him in. What happens? Third place. I think he could have got second. I think here's my reasons behind why he should have got second and why I don't think that Brandon should have got second. Brandon is good. Brandon, like I said, you can't argue it. Like, Brandon got second, great. You can argue if Hattie got second, you'd be like, great with that too. And that's how good these classes are. But when it comes down to it, if I see the top 5 people up there, the top 5 means that they have enough muscle, they have enough symmetry, they have enough whatever. They are all made that top 5. Now, for me, the one, the tip of the iceberg, or what pushes you to that next, to winning or placing higher, I think conditioning. And like, when it comes down to it, the show, bodybuilding is hard. What makes bodybuilding so damn hard is getting conditioned like these guys. I've been through it. I know what it's like. I know how it feels. So when you get to the point, when you get to this place, to this stage, to the pinnacle of your career, and you can, I'm leaving this picture of Hattie up here, so you can look at the guy from the hips to the toes, he was just shreddy pants. When you work that hard and you don't get rewarded accordingly, it's demoralizing. It's annoying. because I totally believe that Heidi should have been, there should have been a call out with Heidi and Rami. You know what I mean? Now when it comes to Rami's so big that a Rami in shape, which he was, is going to beat everybody no matter what. You can't, it's like same with Ronnie. Now he's not a Ronnie, but he's a big dude with conditioning. A big, massive man with conditioning is going to win every single time. It's just too hard to not give the guy first place when he looks that big and that size. But again, Hadi Chopin, your people's champ, deservingly so. And then we go to our overall bodybuilders. Rami, of course, number 1. 2, I had Hadi, but again, I also did have Brandon. You can't argue. You can argue the both, but you'd be totally fine with both of them placing second or third. Here's my thing. So I had Hunter 5th, and I had Nick 4th. I told Nick before, I said I'm thinking top 3, but again, when it comes into it, here's my reasons of why he didn't place higher than Hunter. And we'll play the twin role again. If Nick Walker had a twin and his twin was Hunter Labrada, let's just say Nick Walker 2 is up there, not Hunter, and Nick's twin doesn't have varicose veins and he's got a little smaller waist, Nick's twin wins. Because if you're looking at it overall, if you're looking at the end results of everything when it comes down together, they're both conditioned, whatever. You're looking at, okay, who flows better? It's very arguable. You can argue the shit out of that. I think for sure, varicose veins, I don't really care. Nick Walker, again, was peeled and should have been at least 4th, for sure. Again, you can argue it. You can definitely argue 4th or 5th. Hunter or Nick. I think you're going to get a lot more people saying Nick 4th. But either way, seeing Hunter and Nick up there in their early 20s, this is the changing of the guards. Now, remember, this in years prior would look like you're swapping out Nick and Hunter for Rolly and Will, right? Or Akeem or whatever. Now, these guys aren't there. These guys are now taking that second call out. This is a changing of the guards. We are going through a changing of the guards of the open class in bodybuilding. That's what's happening before our eyes right now. And it's exciting because you're going to see next year, Rami up there again, probably. You're going to see Hadi again. You're going to see a better Hunter. You're going to see a better Nick. You're going to see a better Ian Valair. You're going to see a better, you're going to see a better everybody. Now, I like to talk about the rest of the class because I thought the rest of the class, I made some bold statements about Regan Grimes. I think Regan could have placed really well. I think he lost a lot of size, his size he looks like he lost 10, 15 pounds. And it's unfortunate for guys like that because my back is itching and I can hardly reach it. It's unfortunate because I was reading a post, and I'm going to go to this post. I was reading a post from James Hollingshead. Okay, I'm going to go to James Hollingshead's post. And this is the issue I kind of have in bodybuilding, right? So we're going to James Hollingshead, and here's James here, butt naked here, sitting here. And I'm going to go through some of James's posts, okay? This is James. James is big. James is massive. James looks good. James won a show to get to where he's at the Olympian stage. James looks good. James is a big boy. At one point, I'm pretty sure James was like 300 pounds in the offseason, coming down and then getting on stage. This is James. James looks good. Okay? Now, when you go up to this post here, and you read this. Today, we play a totally different game than yesterday. There's a look here at the Miss Olympia that is no doubt preferred, so we have to fill up today and try to be a little more freaky. I personally was extremely happy with condition yesterday, but I feel that the criteria is slightly aimed more towards overly overall muscularity. We are going to load me up and see what happens. I appreciate. Right? So this guy His went through hell and back. Caught the cove. You know, probably threatened his appearance even being here. Yeah, gotta change it for a sec. Give me a minute. Whoa. Sorry, what? He went through hell and back, and then he gets there, and this guy big, and he's saying, I'm not big enough. I'm not big enough. And he came in condition. So what happens now? James is going to go back to the drawing board. He's going to try and win a show next year, and what's he going to do? He's going to push his size game. You know why? Because the one who won, his damn name's Big Ramy. How do you beat Big Ramy? Well, you got to beat him with big and conditioning, right? You got to beat him with conditioning and size. That's in these guys' heads. How do I beat the guy next year? How do we beat? That's the same shit these guys are going through now. The same shit that everyone went through when Ronnie Coleman or Dorian Yates was at the top. How do I win? How to beat this guy? How do I win? Because Ramy now is he might have his the right ingredients now when it comes to him and Chad Nichols. They might have the formula ready and to go from now on, and you probably never see him lose again, and everyone's going to chase that guy, and they're all going to be like, I need to be bigger and peeled inside out, and that is a recipe for disaster. We all know that. Anyway, nonetheless, Ramy deserved the win 100%. Ramy killed it. Ramy looked amazing. There's no chance for anybody else. When I saw him come out, lights out, done. Ramy in shape is a unbeatable Ramy, period. Sorry. That's just, unfortunately, that's how it goes. And I'm trying to go back, and I can't. So let's go back to this, Mr. Olympia. So, not taking from Ramy at all. Ramy looked amazing. Ramy looked good. Brandon looked great. Hattie looked great. Hattie was inside out peeled. Should have placed higher, I think. Nick and Matt, great. Nick and Hunter, great. And then the rest of the guys up there, man, we're expecting some guys to place higher. But again, a little guy like Ian looked great. But you understand, these are the rest of the guys in the world who look amazing. So when you see Ian against certain guys, he is impressive, and he still is impressive. You put him on stage with the other Olympians. Again, let's play the twin rule. Let's say Ian has a fraternal twin that just happens to have a better streamlined physique. Just as much muscle, just as conditioned, but just has a better streamlined physique. You're going to go towards that physique. That's how it is, right? So everyone looks great alone. Everyone looks better than other people they've won against in the past. But when you put them against the rest of the champions, things are sorted out a little differently. Nonetheless, the guy looked great. And, what a year. What a freaking year. That is an absolutely amazing year he had. Him and Nick had some damn impressive years. I am actually excited to see Brett Wilkins next year on stage. Brett Wilkins is going to be a force next year. I can promise you that. And it's crazy because these are all the young cats that are coming up. See, young cats. I'm young too, man. Don't worry about that. I'm young. Either way, these guys are good. I'm excited for next year. Watch these guys, but I really do hope they do a couple things. I'm going to get into the. I'm not going to say negative part of this, but money, man, the money. I know for a fact Chris Bumstead 50 G's is a downgrade of pay when it comes to sponsorships he's getting, when it comes to his overall business, his YouTube. Let me just do this real quick for y'all real quick. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over to, what's this called? Social Blade. We're going to go Social Blade real quick. Okay, we're going to look at Chris Bumstead. Okay? These are numbers, projections of basically how much you could make, whatever. But here is what he might make a year. This is, why are we not on Chris Bumstead yet? Or we're still going over. Sorry. So Chris Bumstead having a YouTube channel. This says apparently he makes between $3,000 to $50,000 a month. Now, I can guarantee you it's probably close to around, I would say, 40-ish. I can guarantee you that. Sorry, but he's probably making close to that. Let's just say 30. Let's just say he's making 30. It's a month. It's a month. It's a month of ad revenue, of just posting videos for you guys to watch. YouTube's paying him more money to do a video than the Olympia. Now, I'm not trying to say that there's, when it comes to equality and stuff, I like the fact that everybody got the same amount, but open. But, and I'm not trying to say, I'm not, it's like, I want to say, I'm not trying to get get caught here and get in shit, but like, it's something to say that, hey, Chris Bumstead should win the same amount as, Jen Dory, and Jen Dory should win the same amount as Derek Lunsford. And Derek Lunsford should win the same amount as Brandon Hendrickson, and Brandon Hendrickson should win the same amount as, Whitney Jones. And then you got bodybuilding. They are the cream of the crop. They do bring the most people there, but you got to raise the money up, man. 50 grand. You could have easily given every overall winner $100,000. You could have given, and here's my thing. And I know the Olympia. Remember this whole entire league revolves around what do you call it? Promoter based. Because I'm a promoter for my own show. Me and Greg have our own show here that is part of the IFBB. So our show will qualify you for nationals to win a pro card. If we wanted to, we can pay the money to have a pro sanctioned show if we wanted to, and pay for whatever class, yada yada yada. It's promoter based, which means that the IFBB doesn't have to give you any money. Doesn't have to put any money into the show. It's the Mr. Olympia's job to pay the athletes. Right? $250 American every year it goes in for every athlete to compete at this show. Any show. If you want to compete at any show as a pro, you got to pay $250 American. Like I say it again. Let's just say that there's 10,000 athletes. Let's just say there is. Okay? That's $2.5 million. Let's just say there's not 10,000 athletes. Let's say there's half. So there's half of those athletes. $1 million. Cool. You can ante up $50,000 more for those classes. Remember, see, women's physique, women's bodybuilding, women's bikini, and you got wellness, fitness, bodybuilding, class physique, men's physique, 212, right? That's 9 classes times 5. Add another $450,000 to that overall prize money for every class winner to get $100,000. That is more like it. That is more like it. Without the athletes, you don't have a league. That's what most of the athletes don't understand. I don't think they understand, or maybe they do. They just don't want to think about it and want to put it in the background. As long as they win, they're cool. It's all good for them as long as they win. But without the athletes, you have no league. Let me say that one more time. Without the athletes, you have no league. I can't watch bodybuilding without the athletes. So I'm there to watch the athletes. They need more money. To do like every one of these athletes has a job, another job that they probably took off of work a week prior so they can go to the Olympia. Professional athletes, especially the top, should not be paying for anything, in my opinion. If you're a professional athlete, the top, you're going to the Olympia. You're going to the Olympia, the Super Bowl of bodybuilding to get a $50,000 check cut to you. You know how much money that they probably brought in that week? The sponsors got to pay, like the sponsors, somebody comes got to pay the IFBB. Sorry, the Olympia. The ticket sales. And it's in a smaller venue. So we're not it's way cheaper in Orlando than it is in Vegas. So they're saving some money. They can give the athletes more money. That's my opinion. And they need to. And the athletes need to start sticking up for themselves a little more and demand. Seriously. If every single athlete was like, listen, we're going to boycott this shit. We're not going to do another show until we get more money, prize money. So you promoters better start doing something more, or you promoters better start talking to Jim and the rest of the, the IFBB, the league executives, and say, hey, you're not going to see any bodybuilding, any women's physique. You're not seeing anything until you pay us more money. That's how Players Association started. That's how Players Union started. They got to the point where like, listen, man, wait a minute here. They're coming to watch us. We're selling those tickets because they're coming to watch us, not to just go to the Olympia. You're not just going to the Olympia to go to the Olympia. You're going to Olympia to watch certain people. You're going to the Olympia to watch your favorite athlete. You're going to Olympia to watch the freaks. You're not going to Olympia to look at the sweet, cool, stage and the lights and then go to the expo. You're not going to Olympia to go to the expo. You're going to Olympia to hopefully see your superstar at the expo. You want to meet and greet them at the expo. Without them, no one's going to the expo. If you were like, hey, listen, guys, the expo, the Olympia is now selling tickets. There will be no athletes at the expo. There'll be a lot of vendors there, and there'll be no one at the Olympia either. Just a nice stage. You guys want to go? No, obviously not. It's a dumb question, but seriously, athletes need to stick up for themselves a lot more and demand. You want to see the league change? If you want to wait for the execs, the heads, to change the league for you, it's not going to happen. The league has just added more classes. They haven't added more benefit for you as athletes. And I'm not shitting on the league. I'm saying the league can hear me right now. You want to make this better? Like, listen, number one, don't require the athletes to get as fucking lean. They don't need to. Because if you want to know what's really kicking the shit of these athletes at the end of the day, it's fucking with the kidneys. It's the dehydration. It's the diuretics. It's the antiestrogens. It's the serms. It's all the things that are equating to. It's all those things. Require them not to be as lean. Do something like that, and then give them more money. Period. So that's my opinion. Anyway, guys, I thought I would share with you guys. That's my overall. I think the Olympia was a good year this year. It's good to watch. I'm a fan of the show. I'm a fan of the sport, so I'm gonna watch it regardless. I don't really need the flashing lights or anything. I just like to see the hard work, dedication, those physiques get put on stage. I like to see some things change to make the league a little more optimal for human beings to compete in. So there's not so many of us that are leaving this earth too early. I don't want to end off on that note, but I just had to say it because someone's got to continue to say it. If we stop talking about it, we'll stop talking about it, and that's it. So, anyway, thought I'd give you guys this recap for you guys today. I hope you guys liked the video, guys. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know I'm coming with the tell like it is, transparent, and vulnerable truth. Make sure I don't lose my damn thing. And for coaching, jonni.shreve.com, guys, make sure you head over to my page right now, jonni.shreve.com, and get yourself the Ultimate Push-Pull Legs Training ebook. It is out right now. Absolutely amazing book for you guys. If you guys are, stuck on, I know what to do. I know, how the system should work. I need a training plan. I know I need some more structure. I need to understand things more on a better base level. It's all in the book for you guys. Go over there right now, jonni.shreve.com. If you want to know about more, if you want to get more in detail with coaching, one-on-one, have myself coach you, get you to your goals. Book a phone consult. 15-30 minutes at the end of the consult. If you want to go with coaching, I deduct the consult I deduct the phone consult off any package that you pick. Anyway, guys, use my code Johnny15 for 50% off the Power 30 cookbook. Also use my code Johnny for 15% off fitarmy.com. Use my other code Johnny30 for 30% off Let's Get Checked. It's one of the best ones there, guys. Make sure you guys are healthy on the inside as well as the outside. And I'm on Instagram and TikTok. Johnny Shreve. That's all. Just search Johnny Shreve. TikTok, Instagram, send me your progress pics, foodie pics, training clips, and I'll repost it for you. So make sure you guys mention me in it. Repost it. Because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Because I've overloaded your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.